All right, looking ahead, let's talk about this unit and the next unit and the finals and everything else that's going on. So today we'll start Unit 7, which is right triangle trig stuff. Some of what we use today you already know or should already know, but we'll see when we get there. I just want to talk big picture for a second. Our last test, I don't know if you call it that, our last regular test is next Tuesday, and then we do a little bit of unit circle work, and then our final is, here's the final schedule, let's see, it's second period, so our final is on Wednesday, the first final of the group. It's a weird schedule on Wednesday, 2, 3, 5, 4, but 5's not a final.
Will the final be over everything?
Yes. So the final will be over everything in the first semester. We have a review. I will post it. It's not posted yet, but I'll post it in Schoology so that if you're going to take it, you can do the final or do the review and be ready. The exemption policy is not really an exemption policy. It's the same as it was last year, where we will give a final. It will replace a lower, it counts as a, how to say this, it will replace a lower test grade from this 9 weeks, which means that if you don't take the final, I won't replace any lower test grades, but it won't hurt you. Okay? So how it works on my end is I just put it in as a regular test grade and tell the computer to drop the lowest test grade. So if you don't take the final, I put in a 0 and then it drops to 0. No big deal. If you do take the final and you make a 97 on it, then I put in the 97 and it drops your 73 or 84 or whatever your lowest test grade was. So another way to say that is, if after the test next Tuesday, if you're satisfied with what your grade is, we don't like phrasing it like this because we don't really want you to do this, but if you're satisfied with what your grade is after Tuesday, then what does that mean for you needing to take this final? You don't. Okay? That kind of annoys some of us teachers, but system is the system, whatever. If you're good with your grade on Tuesday, then you don't need to take this final. I would say you should because it's good practice. Some of you haven't taken a final in forever, and when you get to college, you'll need to. And all that's right, but at the end of the day, your grade, if you don't take the final, your grade's not going to change from after that test. Because I will put in a 0, because that's just the easy way to make the computer system work, but then it'll drop to 0 and everything will be the same. So we leave it to you to decide, should you, do you need to, and I'll be happy to talk with you if you're not sure. But if you're satisfied with your grade, you don't have to take it. The other way to think of it is, if you have one test grade that's lower than the others, like significantly lower, then you should probably take it, because if you can replace a 53 with an 80, that's a big boost. If, on the other hand, all of your test grades are 82 or 83 or 80, and you want to take this final and you make an 84, it helps, but not a lot.
0.02.
Yeah. So the first rule is, if you're satisfied, then you can be good. The second thing to consider is, if you've got one low test grade, you should really think about taking the final. That way you can kick that low test grade out and really improve your score. So that's what's coming up. So we definitely have one test that everyone's going to take and hopefully do well on. And then the final is a comprehensive test, but it's not mandatory. I don't know how else to say that. It's not mandatory.